Mic check 1 2. Hey, we have sound. How's it going, Havoc? Build it funky. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Hope you're having a good. What is it? It's not Freaky Friday. It's Black Friday. Although a lot of retailers have had Black Friday for like the last month or two. So we're going to be running some material and trying to get some coal. Just do a little bit of live out of ore. Hopefully you saw today's episode. This is basically after that, although there's a little bit of a surprise I'm not going to show off. That will be Monday's episode. And one of the main things I need to do is get some coal. I burned up my coal to get some XP. Because I saw there are some larger rope shovels that are available, I think at level 62. And some people want to see some more of the rope shovels. The smaller ones are just so slow. I don't want to use them. Use them some at the beginning of the season, but... So, we're gathering up some gravel right now. Or actually blasted stone to turn into gravel. Getting that XP up with some quests, and then I want to try to get some of that material out of the way, and then get to some more of this coal. We got a pretty large coal seam here. If you haven't been watching the series, that's fine. There's a playlist. You can check that out sometime. We're on season 5 of Out of Ore. Been playing this game for a few years. Don't trust the sellers there in Poland. Yeah, go in with your eyes wide open for sure. That's what I've taught my kids too. You know, people are trying to sell you something. Keep that in mind. Be skeptical. I think Black Friday has changed a ton though, with all the online and whatnot. Holy crap, we got Andrew Openside coming in with, looks like 10 Canadian. Thank you, appreciate that. Love digging along to my content. Well, you're welcome. And thank you for the generous donation. Glad you're enjoying it. I'm just a dude playing video games. It's always amazing over the years how many people have just watched me play video games. Pretty darn cool. Thanks again. I'm guessing you're a neighbor to the north there. It says CA. I assume that's Canadian dollars. Doug Bach, welcome. Did have a good Thanksgiving. We hosted. Had my mother-in-law and my wife's sisters and all their spouses over. Had a nice house full yesterday. And I'm going to chill with a little bit of out of ore today. You know what? I think I need to turn the plant back on before we get too full. Yeah, we're about that full here. Hop, skippity, jump. Here we go. Get that to processing. I need about, a little over 5,000 more gravel to complete this quest. So we'll start getting that coming in. I'm just going to assume most people have been following the series and are familiar with everything, but if you have any questions about what's going on, feel free to ask. Kiwi living in Canada. Awesome. I'm trying to remember, doesn't Canada, they have a Thanksgiving, but it's on a different day, I think? I'm not an expert on Canadian holidays. Yeah, we can't get, oops, we can't get any of that stuff off the ceiling. So maybe I should start working on this pile over here. Oh, well, that works. Just run into the wall and get a shovel full. I'll take it. I think they turned down the dirt effects a little bit, but I did see in the latest beta update today, you can actually go in and turn off the dirt effects if you want. If they're causing you performance problems or just a little much. Cool. It's always good to have options. No update today, Havoc? Not sure what you mean. I think there was a beta update, unless that was yesterday. Yeah, I was just reading the Friday news. Hey, Brian. Right, wasn't I just reading the Friday news? I can't get that from here. Where are you, Steam? Steam, come here. Oh no, it's just patch notes. My bad. Yeah, there was an update. There was a Friday update, but it wasn't the news. It was just a beta update. I'm talking about that. That's what I saw today. Get my butt back in here. So you know what? I keep doing the gravel. We probably have enough gravel. I forgot. I was going to start working on this pile. So I blasted down a lot of the face. Because I eventually want to blast down a bunch of that coal up there. Hopefully. And get to it somehow. I think this is a lot of pay dirt, so we'll go ahead and dump it. We need a hopper that's a little wider. So I should look and see how... oh yeah, we're about 62. Autosave. Alright, we'll just stop and wait. Yeah, I don't think it's technically like a big Friday news post, but there was a beta update. Need to get some material in that hole there. That would be helpful. Oh boy. Everybody hang on. There's a big beast wallowing around in there. Plop. So this big mound of material here is what I blasted down from up above. Some of this is just dirt. I think I'm going to take some of this and fill in that hole. Maybe some pay dirt in here, but... yeah, you can turn off the dirt effects now, Brian, if you don't like them. That was in today's update. It's under graphics settings. I think they're a little much. I haven't tried the dozer yet. Maybe I should get the dozer down in here and push some of the stuff around. We'll see how the dirt effects are on the dozer. Let me get this guy up out of the way. Just ignore anything you might have seen in the background there. That's going to be part of Monday's episode. We're just over here doing stuff. Oh, I don't have the dozer. I don't want to go over there and spoil anything. So let's grab, we'll just grab it in inventory. Bring it over here. You got him turned off, Brian? Yeah, my favorite was the dozer. It's like you were in a sandstorm or something. It's like, what? Like it might still be pretty bad. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't think they're as bad on the dozer. Seems like they're toned down a little bit. Come on. Bite in. The 2355 is completely nuts. Which one is the 2355? Oh, the big guy? Yeah, it has quite a bit going on for it. Especially when you're dumping, it seems like. Alright, let's push some of this dirt over. Oops. Hey, Dark and Maze, how's it going? Is it Dark on Maze? Hope I said that right. Yeah, even with the dozer, it's still a little bit much. But now that they, have the effects, they can always tweak the numbers, or give us the option to tweak the numbers: low, medium, high, off. Alright, there we go. Get that a little bit cleaned up. I'm going to take some of this ridge off here and push it over to the left. Yeah, I probably should put this back in sequential, but I just can't be bothered right now. Whee! Skidding around. Hey Dibs, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, I saw your comment about the green. I didn't notice a green. To me that looks more brown, but maybe it's just a perception thing. Hey, Eiffel Hopper. Hello to Germany from Missouri, USA. My daughter is taking German in high school, but I don't really know much German. She used some of that German yesterday solving a crossword puzzle. Thought it was kind of cool. Alright, we'll just even this out with a shovel. I do love the idle sound of this dozer. Oh, yeah. Sounds good. All right, let's get the dozer out of the way. Oops. It's all right. We knocked a little dirt off the blade. And then, do we have 5,000 gravel? We do. Let's go sell that for the quest. Ta-da! All right, we got to level 62. Just doing some gravel quests. And then I did, I think, 2 coal quests. So that's why I'm almost out of coal. But I do believe that opens up the... Yeah, that opens up the rope shovel, right? Yeah, the 4000D. So I might get one of those for a future episode. I know at least 1 or 2 people were asking about rope shovels. So these are quite a bit bigger than the little guys we were using at the beginning of the season. This is about basically 14 yards. So that might be worth using. I'm not sure where I would use that. We'll come up with something. But today, it's mostly about coal. I want to get to some of this coal if I can. Been watching in English for years now. Awesome. That's always impressive because I'm a one language guy. I have enough trouble with English. So I want to blast this down, but I can't get up to a lot of it. And I'm just using Ampho. It's cheap. We can get to some of this. Let's see if we can bring some of this coal down. Fire in the hole. That should give us a little bit of coal. And then I may just have to build something to get up to that seam and bring it down. Thought about using like maybe wood ramps. Go to building, wood, there's these roofs. Let's see, I don't know if that'll work. Let's grab some of those. AI Flahopper. Yeah, they put in a metal sorting machine. I've not used it yet. I'm pretty happy with how my plant's set up. If you go to factory production, what was it called? Was it called metal sorter? Yeah, metal ore sorter. I think this is the new one. And if you just scroll down here, basically takes in anything and any of the ores get separated out. So that's how that works. And what's the difference between that and the shaker screen? All right, the shaker screen is coal and rock. Gets separated out. For everything but coal and rock. So yeah, just there's lots of different ways to build your plant. It just gives you another option for sorting out the metals. Now what I'm doing is I'm using the high temp sorter. Because I have basically ore coming in. Right before my smelters, I have one of these. So the high temp stuff gets sorted out to go to the high temp smelter. And then everything else. So it all depends on how you're sorting stuff in your production chain. You can tie those together in various ways. Romeo Oscar Brava. How's it going, Rob? There was a small beta update today. I think the main thing they added was an option to turn off the dirt, the new particle effects. All right, can I jump up to that? Let me get up here. Whee! Whee! Wing! I need a great big pogo stick. Let's get some of this blast out of the way. We're going to get a mix of stuff here, but there'll be coal in it. Alright, let's get back in the loader. Start moving stuff. Are we still pulling out here? Dang. Blasted rock is slow. I thought it, did I put a, let me just make sure I did put a 5x back on here. Oh, I didn't. Whoops. That's why it's being so slow. Somehow I got a 1x back on here. That's supposed to be a 5x. Let's sort that out real quick. Let's see, power, 5x speed. Get out of here. I wondered why that was draining so slow. That would explain it. Oops. That should work better. Darn it, past Kerbo. I know, past Kerbo's a real jerk. No, I did foresee this. This was the plan all along. Dig under it and blast it down. If that's what you're talking about. Alright, I think we will start scoopy scooping. Now that that's getting cleaned out a little faster. And then, how much gravel are we getting? We may have enough. We can go ahead and... Yeah, we'll probably go ahead and do another quest once that runs through. Got plenty of blasted rock to feed through. As long as we have that gravel quest. It's pretty good XP. I do like this 2355. It's much better than the loader right below it. I used that in the series for a while. It was so underpowered compared to all the other loaders. Oh, was trying to go slow over that. Still banged into the wall. And this looks like it should have a decent amount of coal in it, which is great. I'm nearly out of coal. I used a bunch on a quest. $16.65. Oh, is that, yeah, is that the next one down? I sold that thing. Trying to go kind of slow over here so we don't bounce quite as much. There we go. And then this bucket is basically the same width as the hoppers. You gotta line it up pretty good. Oh, bouncy physics. All I want to do is drop the bucket and run along the concrete. But easier said than done in this game. This whole machine just bounced off something. Not sure what that was. Hopefully they can keep improving the physics. It is a tough problem to solve. I don't know of any game that really gets it super correct. Yeah, those baggers are just monsters. A lot of the big mining equipment is just kind of mind-blowing. Just the scale of the machinery. Like, I've worked on semi-trailers before. And just like doing a brake job on those, everything is so huge. But then that's minuscule compared to, like, even this machine. So it's crazy. You have to have like a 10-ton crane just to work on stuff. Oh, they got 5 of the biggest ones on Earth? That's also Eiffel Hopper. Alright, how are we running now? We should be, yeah, alright, cool. We're keeping ahead of it now. I don't know how I must have the 1X in my inventory or something. I don't know how I got that set back on 1X. I had upgraded it to 5. Alright, we got some coal here, so we're going to dig in some of this. Yeah, now that you've said green Shrek farts, Brian, I kind of see what you're talking about. I was just perceiving that as dark brown, but there does seem to be a little bit of a greenish tint to it. So it may look more green to certain people. Now, I've done the hopper in the ground with dump decks. After 5 seasons, I've done just about everything. So I try to mix it up sometimes. This was kind of a quick and dirty plant that just got bigger. I don't know how the material interaction is with the concrete these days. Like, I used to have a, hopper with concrete funnel, basically. Back when we had Cocoa Puffs. Remember the Cocoa Puffs? Some of you have been around long enough to remember that. I don't know how it works these days with the dirt rework. Sometimes I kind of miss the Cocoa Puffs, but overall the new dirt system is far superior. Now they got most of the kinks worked out. They do still work? Alright, cool. It looks a green to you, Havoc. Yeah, I'm probably not the best judge. I know when we were kids, my little sister had this blanket with stripes on it, and to me, it was brown. To her, it was purple. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm not the best judge of color. Now that you've mentioned green, I can kind of see it. I don't know if I would have called that green if you hadn't said something about being green. Just grows and grows, Blue Jester? Yeah. I usually have a theme for what I want to do each season. Like, this season was to get baggers and work on the mountain. So, mission accomplished. And I wanted to use coal for power. So I started here next to this coal vein. So I usually have a theme I'm going to go with. Then I just kind of wing it. Alright, let's see if we can grab maybe one more scoop over here. Probably blast some more down. I did a little prospecting around with the excavator that has the probe on it. I didn't really find any coal anywhere close. So I decided I would just keep working on this seam here. It's a pretty good sized seam. Whoa, look out. I think my tilt sensor is going off. Nah, I don't think it's color blindness. It's never ever manifested itself in any other way. I think it's just a slightly different perception, maybe, of some shades. Like, I can see what you'd call green now. I just don't know if I would have... It doesn't scream green to me. Yeah, nothing like that realistic mining here, folks. Not sure what happened there, but we got most of a bucket full, so we'll roll with it. I did set up a water pump, yep. I can give a little plant tour if enough people want to see it. If you haven't seen Season 5. As it grew out, it's in a pretty good spot now. It's pretty much in its final form. And I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there are 5 seasons of this. If you like Out of Ore, check my playlists out. You can watch any season you want. The game's changed quite a bit over the years. Yeah, man. Uh-oh. Got my big old butt stuck. Bounce for the win. And season 4 was more of like a hardcore season. I set some rules for myself that I had to manufacture all my parts, like concrete blocks and metal pieces. Anything you could manufacture, basically, I had to manufacture myself out of raw materials. So that was a fun season. And then this season 5 was about coming to the Arctic with money that we made from season 4. So using the company system, I started here with, I think, 4 million, 2 million, I forget. I started with some seed money up here from season 4. But yeah, it's kind of fun to just make up little scenarios. Go do your thing. Yeah, most maps, I think, are mostly just dirt and pay dirt. The probe works, though. That's how I found this coal seam over here. At the very beginning. Just probing around. Like, oh, there's coal here. Alright, let's see how we're doing on the gravel. Also, I need to catch up. I missed some of the chat back there. Oh, Eiffel Hopper had to go. I missed that. Sorry, Eiffel Hopper. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. Cocoa Puffs are still in the game, but we can't see them. It could be. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And let's see. I think everything else I got defeated by 10 centimeters of concrete, right? Yes, trained. I don't know if there was any kind of relationship with the shrubbery. I was so done with plants. That's the main reason I'm in the Arctic right now. Those stupid plants. All right, I think that's run through. But I'll just do a quick overview of the plant real quick for people that haven't been following along on the series. Obviously, I've got a couple different hoppers here for inputs. And then I got to remember how this thing works as well. So we come along. The first thing we have here is a coal screen. So it sorts out coal, which then comes out this bottom conveyor, and it goes right into our coal power plant. Cool, we got a couple stacks. We got 2.5 stacks now of coal. Excellent. Everything else that's not coal, come on, heads over here to the trommel. This trommel sorts out dirt and pay dirt, which comes out this back conveyor here. So dirt and pay dirt come over here to the wash plant. The wash plant sorts out any ores from the dirt, and then all that goes over that way. Hung up on my walkway here. So now the ores are separated from the dirt. They come over here to another trommel. And then the dirt gets separated out, goes back over here and around and over here and gets sold into the sell point. And then the ores come on through the trommel. They come back around here and they join up. They go that way. And then we'll come up to the other side of that T. So after it comes out of the trommel, anything that's not dirt or pay dirt goes on through here. Goes through a couple different crushers. We've got the jaw crusher and the cone crusher. That takes care of any rock or blasted rock. Turns it into gravel. Now, right now I'm capturing the gravel, so I have a straight. It goes right over here to the storage, so we're capturing all this gravel. Normally, I've got this right-hand turn in here, and it would go over to the froth floater. The froth floater takes the gravel, separates out any like trace minerals and ores, and those get floated off, and they go over. Also, anything else that's not gravel basically goes back over. Uh-oh, fell. There's a conveyor under this walkway. It tees in with this, so the ore from the wash plant comes in. Any ore from the froth floater comes in. They join together. They go along through here to this. I can get the control panel. And this is my high temp sorter that I was talking about earlier. So it takes any metal that's considered high temp, sorts it out so it can go to the high temp smelter. Everything else goes to the normal smelter. And then they all come back through out of the smelters. A little hard to see under the walkways. Those smelters come out, they join up, and they go over to that storage. Also, the froth floater, anything that's basically not minerals, gets turned into tailings. There's a giant tailings pile over there. That's my plant. We got a little bit of stuff gathering up there. We've mostly been running blasted rock through here, so we've gotten a ton of gravel. And I think that was it. Keep that belt loaded, Sakeeler. Hope I said that right. Yeah. I'm just wasting coal right now. Gotta get back to work. Season 4 was I like to do gardening with the wheel loader. Yeah, those darn plants on Season 4 drove me bananas. Yeah, the cone crushers, I would imagine they would take a lot of adjustment. And I don't do any of this in real life. Like, I've been around construction and stuff, but not mining. And I've been in IT for the last 30 years, IT infrastructure. I'm a Linux server guy. I just play with mining equipment on YouTube. I don't know what I'm doing. Everything I know about mining I learned on the History Channel, back when it used to be a good History Channel. Don't overfill your coal plants. Yeah, I keep an eye on it. It's something, speaking of overfilling, something I haven't experimented with is the storages. Like, they have a pass-through now, but it seems like it just passes through. So how does that work with overflow? Like, how does overflow work with the storages? Can you just chain storages together and it figures it out? Yeah, we'll just take some material off the ceiling. That works. They spill if you overfill them. So will they go to the next one? Like if you have two chained together? Or does it still just spill out on the ground? I wasn't clear like what the pass-through option did exactly. Like why would you just pass through the storage? Is that so you can like have it as a buffer? Like you would have it in line with some kind of processing? I never really just set up an experiment and saw what happened. This thing brings over like 27 yards at a time. Alright, it's emptying out in good fashion. Let's go get one of the gravel quests. We still have it. Fire up the crusher. Indeed we do. Nice. So we need 47,000. 47,500 basically. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. That's going to be pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. Oh, we need like 137 more. Really wish you could split and just say, take this much. Alright, close enough. Oh, I forgot to take that. Oh, I was looking at the wrong digits. I need 2,000 more. My bad. Like, let me split the stack and say how much you want to split it by, please. That would be great. Ta-da! Alright, we got closer to level 63. I think that finished running. I think I'm actually good with questing for now. So I think I'm going to put this back to processing the gravel. So we'll stick that back on. For you over there. Now it'll start. Now it'll go through the froth floater and process the gravel. So pass-through sends materials through to the last silo. Without it, they fill up in sequence. Okay. So if you have pass-through on and you have, like, say, 3 silos, and the 3rd silo fills up, then what happens? Yeah, Secular, I've seen that on shows where the belts just keep going. And it does look like a big mess. You could potentially split after a storage or liquid tank. You build a buffer, you can have multiple outputs. Right. Yeah, I just wasn't real clear on what the pass-through did exactly. I think I understand now. I don't know why you'd want to pass through and have it go to last storage if it then just made a giant mess. I should check Split and Two's channel. Maybe he's made a video about that. Alright, I think it's about time to get some more coal down, so let's work on that. This back here out of the way. Next I'll go down the ladder for a change. Let's buy some more info. You never have too much boom boom. Alright, can I go... I can just chain these together. Nice. We're going to ignore realism here for even longer than we normally do. And we're just going to go up here and put some explosives on. We'll be kind of out towards the edge. We can hopefully bring that seam down. I'm going to come back across here, bring some of this down. And we should have a huge mess on the floor to clean up. It'll be glorious. We should put one there first. All right. Fire in the hole. Oh, I got you, Blue Jester. So yeah, use it like a buffer. That's kind of what I was thinking. You watch all my stuff and you get a kick out of this one because it's your business. Cool. Very abusive in real life. Yeah, it's got to be hard, brutal work. I did a lot of manual labor growing up. My dad was in construction, carpentry, all that kind of stuff. So I think that gave me a good appreciation for hard work. Also makes me appreciate setting indoors on my butt in the air conditioning. I've always said, once you've done roofing in July in Missouri, you can do anything. Everything else is easy. All right, well, that got some coal down. No, I kind of feel like I need a bigger pile to play with, so... This is kind of in the way, but I don't really want to blast all that down. Let's go back up there on our little magic bridge. Ran out of magic bridge. Yeah, I would imagine a lot of stuff Secular is computerized these days. You can get really efficient monitoring all that stuff. Just put all the explosives everywhere. That's my plan. Sure, there's far more efficient ways to do this. All right. Fire in the hole. Woohoo! There we go. We got a nice bed of coal down. Oh yeah, I miss being outdoors for sure. And I have a ton of back problems, so sitting in a chair for 30 years has not been kind to me. Pays well though. No, get out of there. Especially now in the winter, like sometimes I don't even see daylight. My office is in the basement. I'm lucky enough to work from home though, so I can't really complain too much. Worked from home for about the last decade. Now will this fall on my magic stairs? Will it fall through the magic stairs? Oh, it rolls down the magic stairs. Fun. Alright, we got some little like globules here I'm trying to get. Come here, you. Nope, too far away. Alright, you get an info, and you get an info. Try to use parallax to find these guys. Because of that big triangle, we got most of it. Those will wreak havoc with machinery if you leave a little blob of stuff hanging there. You can get you knocked off. Get some more of you down. All right, you ready for an up close? Nice. Gotta love a good explosion. Some of this cleaned up. Bada bing, bada boom. We should have a bunch of coal down there now. Your dredge was built in Missouri? That's cool. Custom dredge works. Neat. All right, let's get this pile put in the plant. That is the plan. We'll go ahead and, I know it's been auto-saving. We'll go ahead and drop a manual save. Fire up the loader. I have the plant. Yeah, the plant's still running. So coal's a wasting. Let's get after it. Oh, the stupid bounce. It's going too fast, probably. All right, there we go. Hopper full of Shrek farts, according to Brian. I can't unsee that now. Thanks for that. What's with the little bounce? I don't remember it doing that. Come on. Give us all the softness. I swear it's getting more green as we go. It's not overloaded. It's not full. It's my motto. I think this was just me driving too fast. Given the physics fits. So the blade was skipping. Yeah, this is all blocks. There shouldn't be any floor. I've never even used floor pieces over here. It was just me driving too fast. Physics doesn't like that. It doesn't have like a float mode. Like you can't just drop the bucket on the ground. you do that? I don't think I've ever played a game that had like a float mode except Cattle and Crops. Cattle and Crops has a pretty good hydraulics system. Bounce. Yeah, that seems really bouncy today. Did I put helium in the front tires? Also, did I turn off day progression? I don't remember where that is, actually. Oh, it's scrolled all the way down. Oh, I did turn it off. No wonder it's not progressing. Let's do random weather just for something different, too. God, had that turned off on the video and I forgot to turn it back on. Usually I have it set to real time. It's all that gas. See, just for fun, if we go to graphics, I turn off the dirt effects, or I assume they're just completely gone. Brian just sighed a big sigh of relief. Oh, yeah, you just don't get any effects at all. I would say tone the dirt effects down by like half. Get rid of the green color and we're good. Most time if you've had off all year? Yeah, I took this whole week off. I was ready for a break. It's been pretty nice. You can get a lot done if you don't have to go to work every day. Yeah, I think I'm going to put up with the green smoke. Sorry, Brian. The Mr. Gamma 195. How's the giant quarry thing play? Haven't been keeping up with this game. I'm not sure what you mean by giant quarry thing. If you just mean the game in general, I think it's in a really good spot right now. I am running on the beta branch because I wanted to use the new baggers. But yeah, it works really well. Multiplayer is solid. I haven't played multiplayer, but I watch Split in 2 Gaming quite a bit. And he's had, you know, the full, is it 16? I think 16 multiplayer. He's had 16 people running a giant quarry operation, and it seems to work really well. I know I enjoyed it. This is my 5th series I've done over the years. And every once in a while I'll fire it up and do it live. We're just running some material, getting some coal today. So I thought I'd fire up the stream here on a lazy Black Friday. Oh, we finally broke something. Nice. Alright, let's put that on. So otherwise the transmission freaks out. Alright, so if we go in here, what did we break? It'd be nice if this would like light up or be color coded. We broke the OEM sensor. Okay. Need one of those. Everything else is in decent shape. So let's call the parts store here real quick. Sensors. Yeah, there we are. So we could just put another OEM back in it. We also have the high quality sensor. I think we'll just do OEM. That's fine. We'll get the core charge back on this. So it doesn't really cost that much to fix. Here we go. Vehicle repaired. Oh, is that what you meant by giant quarry thing, Mr. Gamma? I gotcha. Yeah, they're nice. If you go check out the last couple episodes I did on this season, we've been using the baggers. So this is the little one. I've got the big guy over there. Finally unlocked that. I think maybe that was today's video. I've kind of forgotten where I'm at with the videos because I record them ahead of time when I have time. Yeah, they work really nice. You can see from the scuffs. Use this one quite a bit. I dug out like this whole part of the mountainside right here with that bagger. Yeah, apparently they're called a bagger. I didn't know that until this game. Giant quarry thing works too. Is that Lanier Hodge Jr.? Thanks for lurking. Yeah, they're kind of boring. Like Wingtips World said. I tended to just do it in kind of small doses and do other things in between. Because they are really slow. I mean, you can move a lot of material, but they move really slow. And since I'm solo, I have to, build a conveyor out to dump into. And then, like every other time you move the bagger, you have to build more conveyor. That kind of helps break it up a little bit. But they're not super exciting. They're cool. I think we have a bunch of coal now. If we get this scooped up, I'm going to go check, see where we're at. I tried to find another coal vein that I could go use the bagger on, but I didn't have any luck. That's why we've been blasting down this overhead seam up above me. If you're not familiar with Split, go check out Split Into Gaming sometime. It's Split Into TWO, not the number, but TWO, Split Into Gaming. And he does like big multiplayer projects with like 16 people. You can see kind of the other end of the spectrum from just me doing solo stuff. And I think the last stream I was watching his, he had like 2 baggers going and like 3 of the giant rock trucks per bagger. Just filling them up, and then you'd stop for a little bit and let the truck switch and then get right back at it. It's pretty cool. I might do a little bit of bagger here in a little bit. Come down here and hit this coal seam again from below, because we've just about got it from up top. Probably be streaming in about an hour and a half. Yeah, there you go. He streams quite a bit. I don't need any tips for the bulldozer. I just need him to work right. Sure, you can spend time and learn all the workarounds for all their works, but I'd rather they just worked better. Ooh, yeah. Big scoop. I'm just leaving the dirt effects on for the memes. They're way overdone. I don't know why they have them that pronounced. We just need a little subtle effect. And we're not mining talcum here. Surprised the air filter hasn't clogged up. Your wife's little brother runs the Cat 988. Doesn't drop the bucket and do road work. I'm not sure what that means. And you get beaten up. Yeah, I imagine the seats are pretty bouncy. Hopefully you at least got an air ride. I don't know equipment well enough to know if a Cat 988 would have a good seat in it or not. Pokes bulldozer with stick. Do the thing! I just want to lower the blade and have it, like, cut into the dirt and not move the entire giant dozer. Just little things like that. Alright, I'm liking this. Let me get this up out of the way. I think we might play around with the bagger for a little bit. So I think it's almost like a crescent moon shape. This deposit. Let me get rid of some of this concrete. So I think if we set up the bagger around here-ish, be a pretty good swing. Make a divot here that I can reference. Something like that, maybe? And then we're going to have to get some conveyor down here. Oh, got a autosave coming up. Create your own sandstorm dirt effects. Oh, he doesn't keep the yard smooth. I got you, Secular. Yeah, that would be brutal. But he's just transporting. He doesn't actually use the bucket to keep it smooth. That makes sense. Alright, you ready for a thrilling high-speed journey? Then this is the wrong machine. This is top speed. So let me get in the cab here. Where's my divot? There it is. I think we're clear up top, right? Yeah, we should be clear up top. Ooh, I'm going to hit on the side there, though, aren't I? I'm not careful. I think that might just be surface stuff, but we need to kind of dig a bit. To a barrel roll. And when most people think of barrel roll, they're actually thinking of an aileron roll, but I digress. Yeah, that's really unstable. That's why I usually put a concrete pad down. It's not very flat over here. Somebody's been running their wheel loader around. We'll whack it with the magic shovel here. I did do a custom logo. It's right there. It's hard to see though because it's a brown hat on a dirty machine. Yeah, I got my logo on there. Darn tootin'. I've had the logo for a long time. There was just nothing that would actually show up on until they made the baggers. This has been my company logo for a long time. Go into company. Oh, it doesn't say it here. Where's, is it under banking? I thought it showed the logo here somewhere. Maybe not. Anywho, I've had the logo for a long time. I think I added that pretty much as soon as they added custom logos. Anywho, let's go get some conveyors set up. Yeah, Wingtips World, it's all good. It's hard to see. Like, it's a brown hat on a dirty brown rusty machine, so no worries. So, I need to put a merger back in here. So let's go to purchase factory conveyors. Grab a merger. We're going to need at least a right hand. Possibly some offsets and a couple of those at least. Maybe 3. And we're going to need a hopper. And the big hopper can keep up with the small bagger. No worries. And I'm going to conserve coal. Let's shut this down for now. Oh, I already had a right hand because there's coming out of there. Duh. Wow, it actually placed right the first time. What's up, Girdle? Hope I said that right. 9064. Love this game, the grinding. Yeah, the quests help a lot, like Brian said. Do the quests. And you're a real-life wheel loader operator. Awesome. Well, avert your eyes when I'm running the equipment, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I just like playing in the dirt. Let's see. We need to come over one. Yeah, I think that'll work. Doink, doink. And then doink. Almost. We were so close to victory. Let's get a straight 6 meter. Snap that on there. And if we raise our arm, I think we might be okay. No. I think we need to redo our approach here. We need to come over not quite so far. Now if we raise it up a little bit, I think we'll be okay. Raise the drawbridge, my lord. Sorry, wrong game. Nope, still can't get that in there, huh? Just a little too high. And then you won't be out far enough if I put you there. But you're close. So maybe if we come in with a straight 4? So close. So close. Ta-da! First try. Nailed it. And I don't like floaty stuff, so we're gonna get some cribbing in here. Does it matter? No. Does it make me happy? Yes. We're just going to pretend like that's laying on the dirt and call it good. Now, can I get this thing maneuvered wherefore it would actually drop into the hopper? Sort of? But then we're going to have to redo this once we move forward. I think that will probably work. But we'll definitely have to come down once we move forward. Working like a champ. Alright, let's go to focus follow. And I don't think this is actually a coal seam, but we're going to do a little bit of an arc here because we're going to need room for the boom. And I need to watch the ground back behind there. Also not hit my own conveyor. Yeah, we'll turn the plant back on. I just want to make sure I had this set up kind of right. Cool. I think that will work. Whee! Do. It's all good. Didn't quite break anything. It takes a long time to fill this up with the baby bagger. The baby bagger is a lot slower than the big one. Whee! Ooh, we got a lot of coal. Nice. This is the 42, right? Yeah. So we still got plenty of electrical capacity. It's already drained that out. So this is the bagger, if you haven't seen it before. It's super thrilling. Very cool machine. Kind of boring and slow. Also, I wish you could, like, set limits and then say, you know, move right till you hit the right limit switch. Move left till you hit the left limit switch. That kind of thing. That would be fun. Wait, where's my, Oh, there it is. I thought I pushed the button. I didn't. So, I'm going to enjoy some Chex Mix. I'm going to go quiet for a little bit. My mother-in-law made some excellent Chex Mix. It's really good. And, yeah, I'm just going to go back and forth here a little bit. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. But I'm going to mute so you don't hear me crunching. Share or chat, right? It's okay. Here you go. Take a bite. Nom. Good stuff. That made you strangely uncomfortable. Yeah, I've got my own emoji. Look at that. All right, here comes the exciting part where we have to move the conveyor and everything. So we're going to turn that off, and then we're going to track forward a bit. I'm going to put it back in low. All right, I'm hung up on the hopper, which just moved me, which is bad. Because you don't want the machine to move, because that's what your arc is based on, not baked on. And then what I try to do is get up sort of where the ridge is kind of in the middle. Kind of go from there. Of course, now we have to move this, because that's not going to reach. So we can move, probably turn this into a 6. I don't know for sure where the hopper's going to end up, so we'll just fill that in for now. Let's see, do I have a straight? I don't have a 6. I have an 8. But I think that's going to make it too far. I may have to go ahead and come down. Yeah, we're going to have to go ahead and come down. Alright, let's get down. In conveyor, it's going to be an up, though, because we're going that direction. So let's go way. So we need to go to conveyors. So we need an up. I'm thinking maybe the 8x4. Let's try that, and then we won't have to have the other straight. They're gonna go too far underground. I don't like it. Okay, we'll dig up a little bit. I don't like my conveyors in the ground. It doesn't matter for gameplay purposes. It just bothers me. That's not what I wanted. The hopper kind of sitting in the ground, I'm sort of okay with, because the conveyor's up at ground level and the motor's not covered up. So I think I can live with that. Alright, if we go back to the follow cam. This line back up. Yeah, something like that. Focus follow. Oops, wrong button. There we go. We're back in business. We're back to the Chex Mix. And I did see your comment, Wingtips World. I'm pretty sure I replied to you. I've never got anywhere close to filling the coal plant, so I haven't bothered to do that yet. Got bit off a little much. Plus, we're not sitting really on stable ground, so the bagger's hopping around a little bit. Oh, we weren't all the way down. Okay. Fair enough. Hard to control when it's hopping around on one track. After your stuff's buried from leaks. Yeah. Wouldn't think a conveyor belt would work too good if it was buried, though. Whee! You're hopping all over the place. Alright, so once again, time to track forward. Do something about like that. Track forward, move the conveyor, and then back to digging. That's the routine. Yeah, the boom was hitting a little bit as the bagger bounced. The bagger's not solid, though. So it's kind of a combination of collision with the boom and the fact that it's not really on level ground. This being a big coal seam. You've got 8 silos in front of your coal plant. Plus, this is the little bagger, so it doesn't move nearly as much material as the big one. But we'll go check the coal plant here in a bit, just to see where we're at, because we have been digging up a bit of coal here, and we're about to get into the main body of the vein. Joseph Duke, howdy howdy. Just doing some chill out of ore here on Black Friday. Hope you're well. Happy Thanksgiving if you're celebrating. Hope you had a good one. And I'm also enjoying some Chex Mix. Go mute once in a while. Okay, that's boom fully down. I think we could probably make a sweep across there. That depth. We might be a little high here with some of the ridges. Also, I think the physics collision is a little bigger than the graphical model on the boom. So I need to keep that in mind. They do get buried so bad they alarm out. Gotcha. You get yelled at more for that. I can believe it. Those kind of operations are probably all about volume, so you gotta keep the machinery running. Keep the flow going. Just gonna clean up some of this ridge here by hand. And then we'll probably get into some concrete blocks as we move forward to keep the bagger kind of on the level. We'll sort that out as we get to it. Alright, let's throw this stuff in there. And let's go check on our coal plant. Alright, I'll go over the stairs. Some people don't like the moon gravity jumps. Yeah, we're good. We're like not even half full. When I want to capture coal, like for contracts, sometimes I'll put a right in here and stick it in storage. But I can just grab it out of the coal plant. Focus, follow cam. Why are you being so weird? Oh, because you're over here. Camera gets a little goofy sometimes. Alright, let's see if we can sweep across here without too much trouble. Yeah, that would be some pressure for sure. Long time ago, I worked for an online trading company in IT, and if the platform didn't work, people couldn't trade. The CEO would cover the customer's costs. So we were always told it during trading hours, it cost about 10 grand a minute if things weren't working right. So similar kind of pressure. All right, that is a full down sweep. So let's come back up and we'll go back across the other direction. We're really getting into some good coal now, which is the main goal here today. Get a bunch of coal. So far, mission accomplished. So same mantra, we need to track forward a bit. See how the bagger wants to behave. We're getting kind of close to the lip of where we're digging here. Oops, wrong key. Wondering if I could get some blocks right underneath there. Let's check that. So let's go to probably free build. The controls, yeah, control scroll wheel. Move the blocks in and out. So let's just get kind of lined up based on where the bagger is. And that will be our new level. So now I'll go back to snap build. We'll snap to that. Something like that. What's up, Satchmo? Should I just say S? Hey, S. Alright, let's track forward. Parking brake off, that works better. Then I want that to be about, yeah, about there. Maybe just a touch forward. And you know what I forgot to do? We might want our material to go somewhere besides the ground. Is that over the hopper? I mean, that's close. Can I get away with not moving the hopper? Yeah, it looks like that's going in. I think we're going to be good. Do that for another round. You're thinking about my power issues? Yeah, it wasn't so much an issue as just wondering how other people did it. Consensus, I think, in the comments was kind of what I was thinking. Just break it up with chutes and hoppers. And you have different, like, power districts. Yeah, I don't see it building up around the hopper, so I think we're good. But if we moved another inch forward, we're going to have to move the hopper. It's a little tricky because it's not exactly, it's not lined up with the direction of travel of the bagger, unfortunately. That should have been a bunch of coal. We went right through the coal seam. Oh, I got stuck. Alright, that should be well past where we need to go. You have to kind of come down in steps. They'll sweep across this direction. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, we're building up around the hopper. Something shifted. Not good. I must have, like, teetered and shifted a little bit, because it's... Started doing weird stuff, boss. Well, you basically have to have separate power, Satchmo. And it's a little awkward, too, because the way the game works isn't realistic with power. Yeah, everything's connected, and then once you have too much... The power, you have to use a chute dumping into a hopper. That way the grid is separate grids. So then each like grid of connected things is powered, if that makes sense. Check out Monday's video. I go over that in detail. Some stuff over there we're going to go over Monday. On Monday's video. Which I haven't recorded yet. I'm going to get it recorded this weekend. It's all set up to record, just haven't done it yet. There's a lot of different split power coming up in that episode. Okay, so let's slap... I think we have a 4. Yeah, we've got a 4 here. So we'll slap that on. Then our hopper. And I think we're golden again. There we go. Whoa, it's happening. Camera's on crack. There we go. We're back in business. Oh, that's the whole thing, Satchmo, is you have to make separate power generation. Because each power plant only does so much power. And the way the power poles work, you can't, like, chain them together or anything. So if you've been following this series, Monday I'm going to show what I did for the big bagger. It's a whole different setup for the big bagger. Do that just a little bit. Now we should be able to get over here, come back across. Be about right for coming across, because this side has the hopper on it, so you can't go as deep. So some people use like solar panels and windmills, the different pieces. This kind of depends on your taste. And this really shouldn't, but it does chew right through solid rock. Still hear your boss in your head, Secular? Yeah. I've done a pretty good job this week of not thinking about work. But it's tough. But luckily the last few months we've gotten some people on board. I actually have help now, so I have a team that I'm managing and they're covering for me. Though I don't think anybody's in like yesterday and today. We're all just kind of on emergency standby basically. I'm basically on call yesterday and today. So far it's been quiet, knock on wood. Got 2 of the coal plants. It's just weird that like the coal plant kilowatt doesn't match up with the power poles. It's odd. Alright, that should be far enough up, and it looks like, per usual, we're tracking a little bit sideways. Probably because I was hitting stuff. It looks about right. Then I need to go back to, yeah, free driver cam, and we're still over the hopper, so that's awesome. Focus driver cam. Weird. Focus follow cam is what I want. There we go. That'll follow the head around. Space Dad Freight Services? Yeah, that's a good way to chill. Yeah, wingtip swirls. It's a good option to have. Because I started, let's see, Season 3. I think that's the one I started with no money and just a pickaxe. That was fun. Season 4, I think I started with the default hardcore amount of money. I don't remember how much that was. And then I had in-place rules for myself where I I couldn't buy any of the like building materials. Anything I could craft, I had to craft on my own from raw materials. That was a lot of fun. And then I took some seed money from season 4 and came to the Arctic to get us bootstrapped. And the goal was to get to baggers, and here we are. Playing with baggers. Hopefully that's not going to hit the concrete. Gonna have to go down an angle so we clear the hopper there. And I kind of want to point the top of the boom at the top of the seam. That's kind of how I line things up. You know what? It probably wouldn't hurt just to go check on the amount of coal we got. We have been digging a lot of coal. 100K? Yeah, I think that's what I started with on season 4. That was a good season. We did a lot of different things. Oh, we're good. Still not even half full. Wait, isn't that what we had before? Pulling out, right? Yeah, it is pulling out. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. Maybe I wasn't pulling as much coal as I thought we were. Make you go blind. Make you go bored, that's for sure. I've got some Chex Mix to keep me company, though. Back to crunching. Yeah, Brian, that's what I meant. The numbers just don't add up on the power. And you can use, like, solar panels to supplement, but they always just felt cheaty because they work even at night and underground. The wind turbines look kind of dumb. We're right in this coal seam. So we should definitely have more coal in that stack. Yeah, I can see it going into the coal plant. Oops. Yeah, okay, cool. We got a bunch of coal there. We're coming up on half full. Just need to keep an eye on that. Actually, do I have a quest? Keep the lights on. 47,000 XP. Let's do one of those. That's basically 3 stacks of the coal. So, I want to go 1, 2, 3. That'll be some free XP. Well, not free, but some easy XP. That got us up to level 63. Nice. So we go to vehicles, excavators. Oh, 69. Wow, I gotta get all the way up to level 69. Well, that has a 40-yard bucket. Okay, new life goals. That thing must be huge. We got a ways to go. We can get the 4,000, which I think is a 17? No, 14-yard bucket, basically. 3,700 horsepower. Wow. Nice. Yeah, solar panels feel like a dev tool. Yeah, they're just kind of magic power. Magic free power. Yeah, that 8000 series was huge. I think I'll get one of the 4000 series. I know at least a few people were wanting to see some of the rope shovels again. So we'll see. Space Engineers 2 does come out with Vertical Slice 2 next week. So I'm definitely going to be playing that and doing at least a small series. But I've got ideas and things to do for at least a few more episodes of Out of War Season 5. So it's not going away just yet. Alright, I need to track forward a bit. Oh, I need to put some concrete down. We fall off into the abyss. I think one more. I don't want to go too far over. Wish we had some kind of like vertical drilling mechanism. Besides excavators. Excavators to me are kind of boring. Alright, so we want to go into that a bit. And you have to kind of wiggle it back and forth so it knows it's in the voxel. Kind of got off kilter again, didn't we? Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on spacecraft. I think it might have some possibilities. I think I wishlisted that to keep an eye on it. Trying to get straightened back up with the concrete here. Let's go back to you follow. Yeah, that's a lot straighter with the concrete. I think we can even still reach the hopper for the most part. We do need to come in further. We're getting a little tippy off the side there. Yeah, so about there I think is as far as we can go. And then we are still just barely over the hopper. Satchmo, some people got early access to the Vertical Slice 2 that's coming to Space Engineers 2 early access on Monday, December 1st. So that's what you're seeing. Uh-oh. We're falling. Why am I so tippy? Oh, I got some dirt under that back track, didn't I? When it went all wacky. Whoa, boy. Well, so much for staying lined up. Sometimes that happens. Thanks, Thanks, Wacky Physics. Thanks for playing. Always a pleasure. That's how it happens in real life too, right? My immersion. I don't even know what really happened there. I was just kind of sitting and I pushed E to get out of the vehicle and hilarity ensued. If I put this back in the inventory, will it reset its position? That would be nice. This is the 681. So if I then said, drop you here. It does reset the position. All right, cool. We have to pay extra for the goofy physics. Yeah, it's all part of the early access fun. I really don't know what happened there. I don't know what it hit itself on. Obviously it was unhappy with something. See if we can get kind of tracked sort of back into position. This one I don't think can actually hit itself. The big bagger, you can actually hit the conveyor. Just seems odd. Yeah, I don't get launched too many times, so I guess I'm pretty lucky. See, now my back end like acts like it's hitting something. I think it's just the dirt. It was kind of pretty much centered on the blocks. Let's pretend like that's a good position. Yeah, a little bit of Kerbo space program. That wasn't too bad. Your personal best is around 1,500 meters. Yeah, I've can't remember if I've been I think I've been launched at least one other time. But not too much, thankfully. I was looking around for any little like floating voxels. Maybe that one of those got me, but I don't see any anywhere. Maybe having the lights on broke something. Well, let's try again. Let's actually save before we launch again. It's a long drive home, right? Yeah, even just a kilometer feels like forever in this game. Alright, I think we're pretty well back in position. Like we're dumping in the hopper. At least the bagger doesn't have a huge cloud of particle effects. Maybe they just forgot to add them. I haven't seen flubber in a long, long time. So I didn't get the reference. Nom nom nom. Loves to eat material. That's all the way down. We shouldn't be hitting anything. Let's make a sweep back across. It's not a full bite, but it's getting something. Just barely in the hopper. The tailings pile. I thought about making an episode of just me flattening out the tailings pile with a bulldozer. That could be interesting. If not rage-inducing. I probably should have just sold the tailings, but I wanted some to do roads. So that's why there's a giant pile there. Yeah, it would be nice if you could use the tailings for something. But they're pretty much a waste product in real life, I guess, so. That's what we got, a waste product. Alright, we're going to do a little more of this, and then I need to get off here. But we're going to pull forward, and we're going to need a hopper change. We have an 8 meter. That might do it. Surprisingly that worked. A little concerned that this is clipping into it. I think we're safe. Alright, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and get this edge cleaned up a bit. Start across. Beautiful. Alright, that's the last of the Chex Mix. That's good stuff. They're ready for some lunch too. It's 1:30. Got a fridge full of leftovers to tackle. Alright, let's come over here basically to the edge. That's where the coal seam kind of starts. That is full down. Slightly more exciting than watching paint dry. Use the dirt to make some bricks. Uh-oh. Oh my god, I'm caught on something. The heck? Yeah, I'm definitely caught on something. I don't know what I'm caught on. Some kind of invisible voxel, maybe? Now it's fine. Weird. Blue Jester, I first read that you're running around Micro Center in a onesie and a beanie hat. Trying to loot a flight suit, huh? Nice. Micro Center is a large electronics store, by the way, for people that don't know what Micro Center is. That'd be a very different kind of Friday if he was doing that. Alright, I think that's the edge of the coal seam. $10 and you do that too. It might be a freaky Friday. Be an interesting one anyway. Oh boy. What have I done? Well, I think we had enough tailings. Might have to hit that with the dozer. Oh yeah, just go ahead and put an extension on that. Don't look over on that side of the screen. There's nothing happening over there. Nothing to see behind that curtain. Let's thin that out a little bit. Oh, still got a little bit of gravel if we need it. I'm gonna go ahead and set the weather back before I forget. What time is it getting to be? Do we have a... I wonder if we have a time. Does it tell you the time anywhere? Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's in your inventory. So it's 2:47 in the afternoon. Got it. All right, how much coal did we end up with? Let's go take a look. Also, I think that's all done processing, so we will shut the plant down. Neat. Even after doing a quest, we still have, what's that, 5, 7, almost 8 stacks of coal. So, more than enough coal to do what we need to do. Moved a lot of material, but I do need to get off here and go do some other stuff. Got most of that blasted down. Maybe I should, if I need more coal, I might build like a ramp down to here or something. I'm not sure. We have enough coal now to do everything I want to do, basically. So I think that's good, but anywho, I need to get out of here. Let's head back to the lodge for a bit. And I will throw a link into the chat for the current playlist. Save that game. Hope you all have a great rest of your Friday. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see, exit menu, confirm, exit game, confirm. You have to confirm everything in Out of War. And let me go find the playlist. View, content, playlists. Out of War Season 5. And if you check any episode in Season 5, it has a link to all the other seasons' playlists as well. Let's see here. How do I do this? Get shareable link. There we go. That's what I wanted. I'll throw that in chat. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, folks. I'll see you hopefully Monday for Out of Ore video. Will that be number 17, I think? We'll have another one queued up. And then also some Space Engineers 2 next week. Looking forward to diving into that. So thanks for hanging out. If you're new here, check out the playlist. I do a little bit of everything: survival, simulation, crafting, building, all kinds of different games. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.